I got a few questions here, and then I'm going to let him talk.
All right, welcome to the show tonight. This is community news you can use on this October the 20th. I'm John Martin.
And I'm Gloria Howard.
Welcome to the show. Tonight, we got some community news that we want to inform you with. And Gloria is going to share with you some of the community news that's coming up in the community.
Okay. The North Minneapolis Lions Club, they are actually having a pumpkin giveaway. It is the Lions Club with the Tangletown Gardens,
Okay.
the McGlory Studio, and
Right.
North End Hardware. They're sponsoring Pumpkin Love Giveaway, which is Saturday, October the 23rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They will be located at Cub Foods at 701 West Broadway.
Okay, that's right. 701 West Broadway. Go up there with your kids on Saturday and get you actually pumpkin. And don't actually get is that they'll be having a harvest. They have music, giving away hot dogs, hot apple cider, and a pumpkin carving contest, and much more. And actually, also, don't forget that they have an election coming up. We got an election coming up pretty soon, and they want you to vote yes on on this police reform bill. I call it a bill. And tonight we have a special guest in our studio tonight. He's joining us, and I want you to take a quick look at this clip right quick. Brother KG is in the studio.
When it comes to the streets of Minneapolis,
I'm upset and I'm heartbroken.
KG Wilson calls it his ministry.
It's sad what I see every day, and I try to let that be seen to the rest of the community.
Well, this was not a police-involved shooting. It was not a police-involved shooting.
KG, a peace activist, saw video of what happened on Nicollet Mall Wednesday night before most others.
I was one of the few people who actually knew the story of what actually happened. And so I was trying to get them to hear me out. And I was begging them to hear me out and just be patient and peaceful until this video comes out.
But even after Minneapolis police released the video, some chose to loot.
You can hear them busting windows.
Images reminiscent of 3 months ago after George Floyd's death.
Last night, I'm telling you, was something totally different from the beginning. From the beginning. They rather just keep what's in their head and follow crowds that are being destructive. And that's what that was. This had nothing to do with somebody hearing their voice.
Is it frustrating for you?
It is frustrating to me. It's frustrating. It's heartbreaking, and it's frustrating because I do everything I can to try to promote peace and to help rebuild the community.
KG has been doing this work in Minneapolis for the past 17 years. Growing up, he wanted to be a pastor.
I'm not a pastor. I'm just a highly spiritual, black conscious brother who came from the streets. Been through a lot of trials and tribulation in my life, drugs, alcohol, gangs, violence. I've been through that.
Among other things, he now does outreach work for A Mother's Love, an initiative around gun violence.
Okay, and now, with further ado, it is our pleasure to introduce Mr. KG Wilson.
All right.
Welcome to the studio.
All right. Welcome, Mr. KG. Welcome here tonight. We're glad to have you here. And you want to introduce yourself and let everybody know a little bit about you and what do you do. A lot of people see you on TV as an activist that's activists in the community for us and trying to make peace in the community. So tell us a little bit about you, Mr. KG.
First, I just want to say thank you both for having me here. I know that it has to be the Most High that put it on your heart to have me here, especially at this time. The last couple months, I'm quite sure you pretty much can't forget what I have been going through.
Absolutely, yeah.
KG Wilson, United in Peace Inc. spokesman, been a peace activist here for 18 years now. Boots on the ground, so to speak, what they call it. Before what you see in boots on the ground. And so, I just need a mic, okay. And so, it's been a rough journey, man. I came here to Minneapolis in 2000, and I hadn't made the decision yet of what I was gonna do. I was still kind of just, searching around and trying to feel my way. But I knew that I was too old to keep doing the same dumb things that I had been doing for so many years. Dealing with the gangs, the violence, the drugs, the alcohol, that type of stuff, man, had got tiring. And when I wasn't abusing the drugs and the alcohol, and I was sitting in church on a Sunday morning, I was able to think. And when I would come out of that church, I would see my people outside, and they were hurting, and they were lost. And I would just say, God, I just need you to heal me and deliver me and take me back to that place where I was in 1991 in Chicago when I started a ministry, street ministry called Hope Ministries, so that I would be able to go out there and help my people because I can see what's going on and I see the need. And I saw that a lot of people, and even today, were not trying to accept religion, whether it was whatever kind it was, that my people needed hope. Hope was what they needed. And so that's what I started, was a street ministry called Hope Ministry. So it wasn't about what religion they chose. It was about bringing a message of hope to them. And so after God had delivered me and healed me and sent me back, and that's why I the only title that I will ever accept is being a rescued servant.
That's right.
And so he rescued me from death and life in prison, like a lot of the people that I hung around with. They're not here no more, or they're in prison. And so I barely escaped that to be here today and to be grateful to be a rescue servant. And so for the last 18 years, I dedicated my life, and because you've been out there with me a few of those times, to trying to help the people in the community, whether it was from prostitution, homelessness, suicide, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, gangs, violence, grief and trauma, all these different type of things that I had experienced in my life. And so I wanted to be one of the people to help them. And so that's what that was all about.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing.
I was going to ask you a couple of questions, but actually you answered most of them that I was going to ask. But with all of that, what do you see that could be done right now to bring about change? Because we have a lot of peace activists on the streets. We have a lot of things going on in the city. What more do you see could be done to kind of bring some of this violence down to just bring it down completely?
Okay, well, first of all, I don't see a whole lot of peace activists. Maybe you see something I don't see. I don't see a lot of peace activists. I do see a lot of new people that's on the block.
Okay. Fair enough.
You're right. That I like to see
Fair enough.
a lot of peace activists, but I see a lot of people that are out here right now and doing some things. I see them doing their own thing. I don't see them following the message and the wisdom of the elders that were here, that paved the way here. I don't see that. I don't see it coming out of their mouths or none of that. I just see some people who say, we gonna do this and we gonna do that. Some things that are not broke don't need to be fixed.
Yes.
But I do see the things that are broken since 2000 have not been fixed. I have seen a whole bunch of folks show up and with a whole box of Band-Aids. You feel me? And continue to put Band-Aids on open wounds, and they haven't healed. And so I see a lot of people who are not in unity, that not unified. I've seen a big old piece of cake, a big old cake set down in the community, let's say North Minneapolis, and cut in slices, and I've seen crumbs being given to different organizations, and sadly some over here and none over here. And what that did is it caused separation between those different groups. And I've seen certain groups get some funding to stay away from these groups. Or I've seen some people who are loud and they're like seem like the top activists saying, oh, this needs to stop and that needs to stop. And then somehow they ended up getting some money and then you ain't heard from them no more. And now they become the person that they was talking about, cheerleaders with pom-poms and everything.
Do you think, KG, do you think with all the effort and things that we've been doing over the last, I'll say, decade, by the community, when the killing is going on, now they're killing kids now. So now our babies are being in actually, crossfire with all these different programs that they have in place for these young men's and young women's. Do you think that some of these programs are out here in the community that's geared towards them? Are they being effective?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I really had got to the point where, after so many years, like I said, God, just let me live long enough to see the change. And then I understand that a lot of our elders and ancestors fought for a change that they never lived to see. We're living in it now. That some things did change, but they didn't live to see. Malcolm Martin, all of them, Marcus Garvey, W. Du Bois. So today I'm watching their videos, the messages that they had. That's who I'm listening to, but they're not here no more. And so, but what I'm seeing now is I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is like the same groups and the same people just getting funded over and over and over and over again, but nothing is changing. From 2000 to 2021, I have not seen no change. I've seen a different mayor. I've seen a different chief of police. I've seen a different senators. I've seen different councilmen from 2000 to 2021, but nothing is changing. So that means that it's not about the politicians. That means that the politicians are not going to change it. Only thing is the politicians change. It means that the people in the community are going to have to change it. And so if the same problem exists, use an example, Broadway and Lindale. That's I started street ministry in 18 years ago on Broadway and Lindale. Okay, and that was before the Walgreens was built. They called that my corner. And I would pull up. I had a burgundy Cadillac back then. I pull up, play my gospel music. I had T-shirts, socks, food. You remember? And I'm out there praying for folks, getting folks in the treatment centers. All of this, right? This is 18 years ago. Now, 18 years ago, those people were out there on Broadway and Lindale at the murder station or Merwin's Liquor. They're out there drinking, drugging, whatever they're doing. And I could see, and I'm going to show you this, I could see the people going into the liquor store, in Merwin's Liquor Store, with their kids. And they're going into the store and they're outside of the liquor store drinking. Their kids are playing. They're little kids. They're playing. So now in 2021, I see the same people strung out on drugs, on alcohol, and those kids that they were carrying are at the murder station selling drugs.
What do you think that it would actually take to, we always use this word, curb black on black crime? Because it's so sad to see so many of our...
I don't believe in black on black crime. It's just crime, period.
Yeah.
Well,
we're human beings, and whether we're black, whether we're brown, whether we're whatever, we're killing. We're killing ourselves. We're killing our children. We're killing others that come near. People don't even want to come into the neighborhood or anything. So it's just crime.
Yeah, so what do you feel like that? It's so many organizations out there that have a passion, and there's so many. We have a 21 day
unity
of actually peace, and it's like back in the days when Spike Moss had it and McAfee had it and Shane Price had it. But back in the days when we used to march for social justice and peace, it's like we was all at the table together on one accord. And it seemed like
was easy.
Yeah, it
was easy to do that.
Yeah, and so it seemed like now everybody have their own agenda on how they see how the North Side, should be ran, but dealing with that corner. I was talking with the pastor over there at Sanctuary Church, over there on Broadway next door to Merwin's, and And he said the problem was there before they even came. That problem in dealing with
Before
it.
they came to get the church there.
Before they even
Yeah.
built the church, over there. So therefore, the only problem is, what would it take if the church buys it, or if anyone buys Morin's liquor store? Do you think the problem will just move across the street to the cross the street to Walgreens parking lot, or move further down to the McDonald's parking lot? Or what do you think that it will actually take to actually curb this violence? I mean, yeah.
Well, first I need to back up, and dear sister, with all due respect, because everybody has their opinion about things, but I need to back up into the black on black violence and the black on black hatred. I actually did an event in St. Paul at Golden Town Cafe a few years ago to explain that and break that out after Denala Watkins, the little baby in Chicago, was murdered. So what happens with us, and like you, and not only you, others of our black people, one thing we don't want to ever do is see ourselves as doing some wrong to each other. That's the worst thing you ever want to see. If a white person does something to one of us, that's white on black violence, and we rally, we protest, everybody knows about that. But when a black person does something to another black person, we want to keep it quiet and push it on the rug, and we don't want to call it what it is, because it's really easy to point the finger at the other man instead of the brother man. See, now, exactly like example that I want to use with right now. There's events being planned. There's been some rallies. There's been this. I've been hearing stuff on the radio, different stuff that's been planned that have nothing to do with 4 children that were black children that have been shot.
I agree.
And there's no justice for them. You
I
would
agree.
think in a community as small as North Minneapolis, the heat would be so hot because there would be constant rallies, protests, events around that right there until justice is brought. That something would be happening every day on every Facebook page. There should be a picture of those children. It should be something about those children. Do we deal with this thing first? Or because it was some black on black, we push it up under the table because we don't want to look at it. We don't want the outside to see it or nothing. But if you see a white police do something to somebody, we want all the cameras on. We got it on every page. It's on every news channel every week, all day. Have you noticed that? But this particular thing right here, when it's black on black, especially with some children, because that's the worst thing that we want to feel, that one of us did something to us. I had there was stuff that was seen on camera of black youth shooting black children. They just don't know, can't identify them. And I had black people come to me because they don't want to see that or feel that. Oh, I think that was somebody, the Ku Klux Klan did that. Anything other than that we did this. And let's deal with what we do, because we've been doing this a long time. And if nothing changes, mean things will get worse.
I believe that. That's true. The one thing that I see is, statistically, when you look at it, I'll just say across the country, period. When it is, like you said, white on black, then it's blown up. When it is us doing something to each other, then we do hide it. And the rest of the world, really, it's not that important. So it doesn't come out. Okay. I agree with that. The other thing is that I don't see, and this is for you, KG, what is it going to take for the so-called leaders of the community to come together, to come to the table, to just be real for a change? Because I've been in Minneapolis 10 years now, and the escalation of violence on the north side has only grown.
Exactly.
The level of prostitution, the level of exploitation of our young girls, and our boys. Oh, that's happening too. Exactly. And people don't talk about it. No. Everything is just escalating right now. That corner, I've had 2 incidences at that corner. I had a guy almost kill me in a car when he ran through Lindale and Broadway and hit my car. The second one, I was out there with them on 21 Days of Peace, and I got shot because they were trying to retaliate against something that happened weeks ago, and they just shooting. So something has to be done where they have to come to the table. Everyone has to come to the table. It can't be no big eyes and little U's and you're going to do this, but I'm not going to do that because it's so and so and so and so. And oh, my organization is this. Because I'm going to be real with you. I've been out there too. And I'm not going to say the organization name, but it's one of the ones that's always out there. I was introduced to the CEO of that organization, and they looked at me like I was a piece of gum on the street.
I'm quite sure.
You know, and I'm like, well, they don't even know who I am and what I have to say. But because I was not this important person, so they see, you know, what do I want to talk to her for? So we have to come together on what needs to be done and how can it be done.
So what I want to say to that is, because I'm going to speak from experience. This is nothing I read out of a book. This is experience. The only thing that I've seen that brings people to a table, you could talk about people from, there's different churches don't like other churches.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do the religion, because there's different religions, and religion reminds me of gangs, because it's different religions. The Baptists don't want to mess with the Pentecostal. Pentecostal don't want to mess with the Methodist. They don't want to mess with the Catholic. They all got their own thing. Yeah. You understand me? And so that's their own beliefs. That's whatever. That's them. They can have that. But the only thing that I've seen, and John is going to agree with me when I say this, a lot of things you won't hear people say that I say. And I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you the reason why that happens. So what I've seen is you can get folks in the community that hate each other's guts. And you will hear them talk about those people, right? You will.
Yes, you will.
Until somehow a big chunk of money pops up, some funding somewhere. Now, all those people that you saw was talking, they didn't even told you about them, are at the same table trying to get some of that money. What happens is there's always one or the two people that they give the money to, and they give it out to certain people. And what happens is they don't give none of it to these people over here. And now these people over here are pissed. And you'll see them, they're mad, and they on radio shows, they mad, they talking about it, you know what I'm saying? And so this is what happened. The only thing I've seen motivate people to come together is money. If there's no money, hey, you ain't gonna see them. You might see people right now because there's some money. But like John will tell you, if you back up some years when there was no money,
it was no fun.
You didn't see them. The only people you seen were the people who were out there from their heart.
Right.
I was one of those. Okay?
Yeah.
So I understood that, and I knew that it wasn't about the money. I wanted to lead by example to allow people to see, and I'm like you, I'm not from here. When I came here, what motivated me the most, and I thank this guy for saying this, even though it was hurtful that he said it, when I stepped off the bus, the first time I stepped off the bus in Minnesota, didn't know nothing. The guy walked up to me, he didn't say, hey, how you doing? Welcome to Minnesota. He said, hey, man, where you from? I said, I'm from the Go. He said, I knew it. He said, y'all the problem here. He said, y'all came up here and messed Minnesota up. I didn't know what the heck he talking about.
Wow.
But when he said that, I said to him, I said, I don't know what you talking about. I don't know about them people who came up here from my hometown and did what they did. I'm sorry that they did that. But I and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ are going to prove you wrong about me. I'm going to be one of the top solutions instead of one of those problems that you just told me about.
There you go.
I can't change them, fix them, but this is what I'm going to do. And I said, me and him, not me by myself, because I can't do it on my own. I ain't never been able to do it on my own.
That's right.
So with that being said, like I said, the only way I've seen people come together is to a table for some money. Other than that, no.
Well, we can't come to the table with no money. We need
We need it from our hearts.
We do.
We do. We have. I mean, we got to do it from that. If you have the love and the compassion,
There you go.
for
There you
your
go.
community,
You're going to go.
Right.
you're gonna
You
actually
gonna
go,
Right.
and you're gonna actually do it. I did a whole lot of things in the community. Didn't ask for actually.
You was right with me.
Didn't
I know
actually,
that.
didn't actually ask for a
I
dime.
can vouch for that.
So I think I had a conversation with this one guy. I said, but everybody that love our community, if they take the funding away and the money away, will they still have that same compassion? Will still be out there and for the love for the community, and also
Probably not.
yeah, and also we need people that live in the community. See, this is our community.
It
okay?
is. It
This
is.
is our community. Now, when you go to those white communities, you don't see somebody standing up on the corner, walking around, patrolling they actually area, patrolling this and
But
that.
you know what, John? I'm going to say this too, though. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry about that. But before you go too far, I want to say this.
I'll go far.
I know. But that's all right, though. But it's not just we need people from the community, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm not from Minneapolis. But guess what? When I came to Minneapolis and I knew that I wanted to make a difference, because I come from East St. Louis, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, and Memphis, Tennessee, north in the city, North Minneapolis is where I come from, because it is just like those cities. And when I started doing work out here, it was about 2 years after I got here. I had to find my way. Nobody would help me. Nobody would show me. I got hooked up at Urban Ventures and got a job over there. I started working with John Turnipseed, VJ Smith, Alfonso Mayfield. And that's where I got to begin to know the people that were coming in. And I have a love and a heart for those people, because those my people. I got brothers like that. I got sisters. I had a mother, my family. So they reminded me of my family. So I knew it was my job and my duty to go out there and do something
That's
different.
something that you said that, because those are the people I started out working
Yep.
with.
And you got
years
the- yeah,
ago.
and
But I
you-
think what John was trying to say was not that. He was saying that actually live in the community.
That
That's
too.
what he's saying, because he was saying like it's a lot of people who don't live in here that come
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they come here and do it because ain't nobody doing it
Nobody
here.
else doing it. That's
exactly,
right.
exactly.
That's
I
right.
Yeah, so we
But I
had
hear you, though.
we had people like I mean, truly community leaders. McAfee. I mean, Spike Moss, Brother Shane Price. We had the guy that passed away. I can't think of his name.
Ron Edwards.
Ron Edwards. We had people like that was out in the community. I mean, we was out there marching. Didn't get paid. We was marching for a change because we wanted to. Now, when we was getting together protesting, we weren't protesting for violence. We was protesting to get things done. And it's amazing if we can get our people out there to protest against violence. Wouldn't it be amazing if we can get a lot of people protesting for affordable housing, for Medicare, for what we demand? Rent. I mean, to rent to be this increase that are high. You have to. I mean, if you can close your eyes and imagine, we can get anything in our community if we just come together, because we are more powerful than numbers. Now, you can get around about a good 500 or 600 people in less than 1 hour. If a white man smack a black man, or if a white man kill a black man, they are there. But if something that have to do with our well-being of our community, now they was talking about affordable housing. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had about 500 or 900 people at the state capitol down there? We just down there protesting, demanding what we want. See, we got to start demanding things that we want instead of to accepting things. And the only way that we got to reprogram our people, that's, listen, we need housing, affordable housing, we need health care, we need better stores. And when you drive down Broadway, it's just depressing.
It's a food desert over there.
I mean, you don't have anything.
It doesn't
I mean,
make sense.
Yeah, you have one black business, you have a couple of black business. And our people, we got to start patronizing our black businesses. See, we'll take our money to trust me, McDonald's don't need your money. They don't need your money at all. Wendy's don't need your money.
But
Wendy's
Broadway,
got
that's
nothing.
a black business.
So therefore we have to start, promoting, getting things in our neighborhood. Like we demand, more grocery stores. We demand more retail stores. See, if we don't demand this stuff, it's like our neighborhood is kind of like the junkyard. When you just they just put in junk and shit. They go get trash and they just dump the trash out. In our neighborhood, we got more sex offenders in our neighborhood than anywhere else. They just dump them in our neighborhood. Slum landlords, they buy buildings in our neighborhood and then they just take the little penny bank and run back to the suburbs.
And there's some people who are comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Now let me say this to you, and this is gonna add something to what you said. Even though I know, because I want to make sure when I say something that when you said something, you're saying a good thing, right? When you talk about affordable housing. But see, the thing about, I came here and I saw that years ago that Minneapolis, I guess whoever the people was to make the laws and rules, that was their thing, was to try to help people who come here with affordable housing. And if you notice, wherever there's affordable housing at is where the violence is, where the drugs is, where the gangs is. If you notice that, it's not where the middle class, the upper class is. It's where the affordable housing is. And actually apartments. If you notice where people buy homes at and live in homes, it's less violence than apartments where people they might be in there today and gone tomorrow.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so, and so it's sad, man, that you talked about a good thing and a great thing that helps people. But then what's sad about it is the poverty is connected to affordable housing.
That's right.
So the only people who need affordable housing is the people that are in poverty. And so, you know what I mean? And so crime and violence and all that is connected to that, because those are the people that they feed on.
That's right.
People in poverty don't have morals and stuff like that. And they're so used to just living the way they do. First of the month checks or whatever, food stamps or that, and they get comfortable with that, and I'm just gonna just do this because this is okay, as long as I can get me some hair weave, get my nails done, maybe a pair of Jordans or whatever, and be hood shining in the hood, but never having the mindset to educate, motivate, to think about buying a home. We don't learn that as buying homes as kids. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have that. We're talking about getting an apartment, affordable housing. And that's what we teach the kids. Affordable, get apartment. But other people teach their kids to get homes. Or they build wealth where they can pass on homes to their to their family, and they don't have to live like that. You follow what I'm saying? So yes, John, you are so right that it's something, even when we try to help somebody with that, it's going to be connected to, that's where all the stuff is going on at. Are you following me?
And you
so
said
it's sad.
that.
It's
hit
really
on
sad.
it. It's
really
a mindset.
sad.
Poverty is a mindset which becomes a public health crisis.
Tragedy, homicide, murder does not change the generations today. Back in the days, stuff like that, if somebody broke their leg, got hit by a car, that would change us.
That's right.
You follow me?
Yes,
we ain't going, whatever they did, we're not going to do. Today, they will do it saying it won't do the same thing to them. I could do just what they did and get away with it. 36 and Penn. You know I had to bring this up. 36 and Penn. You been over there?
I rode past there about a week ago.
Right. Okay. Let's say a couple months ago, before my 6-year-old granddaughter was shot in the head and murdered while she was eating her Happy Meal.
That's right.
She only was probably about 75 to 100 feet before making it in her house. All she had to do was get past that store, go through the alley, and there was her house right behind the store there. So now, if you think about it, before that happened, what was going on that block? You go by there, you could see groups of gang members. They shooting dice. They selling dope. You could buy anything you want over there. They shooting guns. They had gangs. All this stuff going on.
I stopped going through there.
Right. There's a big memorial on that corner. My granddaughter's murdered. She's buried, gone. If you go over there today, you're going to see the same thing still going on. Nothing didn't change because this 6-year-old child, innocent child, was murdered. John, the same thing is going on over there.
Yep. And now no one's talking about anything.
Nobody's saying nothing. There's no way in a community where 3 children could be shot. Black children be shot. You know how the word gets around. Everybody know something. 3 black children are shot.
Yep.
2 are murdered. One's
Yep.
in the hospital.
Yep.
And almost blocks from each other.
Yep.
And nobody is saying nothing. Not one person is in jail for one of them. You would think it would be for one of them.
Yeah.
For none of them. And now it's been 3 months later. Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, I seen you marching. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday you had an event was marching for.
Yeah, the children. We did a children's march. London, the last London, a young man that was killed.
He died. London.
Yeah. London was
boy.
killed. Yeah, he was killed. I think he was either 10 or 12.
He was 12.
He was killed. Yeah, by a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Wow.
He fighting another kid,
Yeah.
and the older brother
Comes out.
and
Yeah, I heard
shoot
about-
him
yeah,
and
yeah.
kill
Wow.
him. And so now he's on the run. I'm told that the family and took him somewhere. I don't know what the heck it is, but just to know that how can we have that's not human. To kill a child and know who killed the child. Not only the person who did it that's able to
That's
just
right.
stay out here, but people
Yep.
who know who did it
Yep.
and you
Yeah.
and you're not saying nothing.
I see you. Yeah, I hear your passion.
Are you
KG.
following me?
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
you.
And so with me personally, and I will say this, and I don't care if my kids hear this. If my kids killed a kid, they going to prison.
Yeah.
If I gotta put them in there myself,
For sure.
I
For
love my
sure.
kids, but if my kids shoot a kid, and I hope they listening and watching this right now,
Yep.
you are gonna have to be held
Yes.
accountable for that. I'm gonna love you.
Absolutely.
Hey man, I might send you some money, whatever, but you messed
going to
up,
jail.
and I'm
That's
not gonna
right.
say, no, that's my son. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell on that kid.
I hear you.
On
I
him,
hear you.
and he done shot and killed a baby.
I hear
Yep.
you.
This
and
is
I
what's
feel
going
you.
on right now.
And you
3 months
absolutely
later.
right, because I was thinking the same thing. We're certain part. I don't know if it's just a disconnect in the brain all of a sudden, and you just so desensitized that you don't feel anything, you don't know anything, you can't. Even if you got whoever's out there listening. Even if you got to go behind closed doors, you got to, I don't care how you have to do it, but somebody knows something. And it should come out.
Wow. Yep. We have to we have to reach out to our sponsors and thank one of our sponsors, Brooks Funeral Home. That's right, Brooks Funeral Home.
That's right.
Miss Brooks.
Miss Margaret Brooks out there in St. Paul. So if you're a cremation, they do burial, pre-funeral arrangements, give Miss Brooks a call. If you need that, go to their website, give Miss Brooks a call, or Brooks Funeral Service. And also, it was sponsored by Michael Rainville, one of our other sponsors. Thank you so much, Mike, for being one of our supporters. I see Brother KG is pretty much fired up. He get like me. He put that fire up under you.
I think we
fire.
need to bring. I think we
Yeah.
need to bring him back several more times.
Yep, and everything he said is right on
It is.
target.
It's on point.
You know, these are our kids that's being killed, and we need to smoke the people who did. We need to smoke them out.
And we need to stop being Minnesota nice
Just
and sneaking
smoke 'em out.
around behind folks' back. And we need to come on and talk real. It's real talk out here, people. We're not going to get better if we don't do better, because you know what is better. You know. So that's part of our problem. We know, but we're going to lurk in the background.
Yep.
I think those that have heard being Minnesota nice after seeing children killed and there's no justice and nobody's saying nothing, there's no way you could say Minnesota
I
nice.
can't stand
You can't say
that
Minneapolis
term.
nice. Maybe you could say Minnesota somewhere else, but not Minneapolis nice.
I watched a professor talking about Minnesota nice. And he said that's one of the darkest and most dangerous statements. Minnesota nice.
Well, it used to be nice. Well, now,
Exactly.
well, now it ain't nice.
It's
you
not
can't- you
nice.
know what?
It's
You know
an
what?
undercurrent under there. It never was
Dear
nice.
sister, I believe it was, and I believe they were trying to be nice. I believe that, and I still see them being nice because they let all kind of people come in. I still see
That's
that
for a whole
right
nother
now.
reason.
Exactly, but it's still being nice. They could be mean and say, "No, can't nobody else come
Too
here."
much money.
You know, and so I think what happened is folks came and took advantage of that. And I don't care where they was from. It wasn't just from Chicago. It was from all over the place. When I first came here, I took advantage of it. You know, I was stealing and all kind of stuff too because I saw this. Hey, they Minnesota nice. I'm not nice.
Well, 90 minutes.
I had to come to that place of being nice. You know what I mean?
Everything's on lock and key down.
Exactly, man. I'm one of the people who made them lock it up.
So, Ms. KG, how do you feel about this police thing? If vote yes, vote no thing. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Expanding public safety.
You know how I feel about that, man. You know, one thing is you got a lot of opportunists. A lot of opportunists, man, who will just use a situation, man, just to do what they want to do. Example, I was in Foot Locker, finna get some shoes in Brooklyn Park. And a young teenager came in there. He went to the manager and he said, the shoes were $89. He said, can I get these shoes for $40? He said, no, they don't sell for $89. He said, well, let me get them for $40. He said, I can't do that. He said, you know what? I can't wait to loot this store.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You follow me? See what I'm saying?
Wow.
See what I'm saying? And so, with the whole police thing, I'm gonna break this down. Do I got a minute?
Yeah,
You got a minute.
Let me tell you this. When I was a criminal, gangbanger, thug, robber, selling dope, whatever, living a criminal lifestyle, Minneapolis would be the place that I would move right now. They talking about defunding the police, the way they kind of doing a whole lot of stuff that you couldn't do in other places because they still got police, and police is still on top of stuff. Now that Minneapolis police are pushed back into a corner that if they do this, if they say that, if they do this because of what one person did, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. In South Minneapolis, then now they on pins and needles. And so the criminals know this. So as well as we talking about this, the criminals is listening and watching the news and never watch the news. The only time criminals watch the news when something happened in the hood where they at, right? But now they watching it because they hearing defund the police, get rid of the police. That's our plan. We're going to take over this city completely if they do this. The reason why they have a problem with the police, period, is because they in their way. They're going against the criminal activity. And I'm saying that as an ex-criminal. This would be the perfect place to live. If I was in Detroit, California, New York, or whatever, watching the news here, I would move here. I would bring my people and set up shop and come here like people did years ago. I would come here now, though. You can stand on the corner and have a dice game.
Sure can.
And they ain't going to do nothing about it.
I was going to ask you this. I'm glad he brought this up. Because they're all talking about this, but I still have not heard, if you want to reduce the force and bring in your public safety, I still don't understand what's the thought process behind it and how they intend to make that operate successfully. I can't see it, and I haven't heard anything that really made logical sense to me.
Personally, I don't see it operating in anything. I see it as certain parts of the city that are still the same. I see there's more money in crime. They're talking about crime pays. There's more money in the criminal activity. Just think if me, you, and John came up with a plan to stop the crime and the drugs and all that. Do you know how many people would lose their job? They have to lay out people from the courts, from the police. They won't have to worry about defunding them. All of these people have jobs. People have retired off of the criminal activity in the last 25, 30 years. Sent their kids to the best universities over the criminal activities.
They have.
See, that's the real truth behind that.
Wow, it's just
it's people. It's some stuff they don't want to stop, but they'll put up they gotta publicly say, "Oh, we want to try to stop this." Give a little money to different groups to come out there and say they trying to stop something. You better not try to stop nothing. You won't get another penny.
That's
right. So that's a very, very when people go out to the actually polls and vote this
they need to understand
this November,
what it is.
understand what you're voting for. Now, also too, we got a lot of people that's running for city council in the 5th ward and all these wards. See, be careful who you send back. The city hall. I think it's time for a change. Everybody says change. I think it's time for a new movement. I just think it's time for us to start moving these old people to the side and let's start getting some fresh blood in there. Some fresh ideas, some new ideas, because we dealing with a totally generation from the time when these folks got in office. and we got people that's in office now, it's not represented, it's not in our best interest. That don't mean nothing, because if they're DFL, CFL, BFL, whatever they call themselves, they are not in for your best interest. If you close your eyes and walk around your neighborhood, has anything changed on Broadway since the last 4 years that Jeremiah been in office? Close your eyes again. Has anything changed since the prior city council person that was in there? Close your eyes. Was anything changed when the new mayor, when the past mayor is gone? See, things will stay the same if we continue to do the same. Exactly. So if we continue to put these same folks in office, we're going to get the same results.
Well, what is that called? What is that called? It's called insanity.
Insanity.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, expecting different results.
Now the only time you will see your congresswoman, only time you will see I should say it. Every time you see the people running for office, they come in your neighborhood, shake your hand, knock on your door. That's amazing. They can knock on your door once a year. Once a year, and you get a phone call once a year. It's like having a damn birthday. Once a year, they'll call you and ask you for a vote.
Some money.
First of all, they ask you for support first, the money first. Then they ask you for
your vote.
For your vote. And then you go ahead and get them same people your same vote, and you get the same results. Now, many of y'all listen to this show. Now, like I said, you've been living in Minneapolis for 8, and now I moved up here in Minneapolis. When I moved up here, Van White was a city council person. Then after that, Jackie Cherryhome was a city council person. Okay? Ain't nothing changed. Natalie was a city council person. Ain't nothing changed on Broadway. Okay? Then we had Don Samuel, toy maker. Ain't nothing changed. Then we had Blunt Yang. Nothing changed. We putting all these people in office. Ain't nothing changed on West Broadway. If anybody can tell me what changed on West Broadway, then you tell me. Now, I'm going to tell you. Now, if you go in South Minneapolis on Nicollet, and you go down Lake Street, you see stores. Now, Broadway, when you get off the freeway,
it has changed.
When you get off the freeway, you will see the 410. Then you will see a Wendy's. You will see a Taco Bell. Then you will see a little strip mall. And then you go a little further, and you go on down. You see a gas station. Then you see a gas station. You see people hanging out. You go. It ain't nothing on Broadway. Well, hell, you have people come in town. What the hell you gonna bring them through? You got to drive them through Broadway to get to your house. And it looked like the city they just left from. When I drive down Broadway, kind of remind me of mini Chicago. One of them little neighborhoods you go down. Mm-hmm. You mean people just every morning. See, now people hang out the bus stop. Back when we was growing up, people hang out in front of a garbage can. The wine nose light a barrel, and they put sticks and stuff in there, and they drink around the barrel. But the moral of the story is that we got to be careful who we put in office, because we all want to change in our actual area, and we are here every day trying to do, trying to making sure our neighborhood is safe. But we need people that's sitting at home, that live in North Minneapolis. See, this is your community. It's time for you to start getting out and start being involved with your community, okay?
One of the things is not just making sure our neighborhood is safe, making sure our babies get a chance to grow up and be who they are supposed to be and make their mark on this world.
See, that's
the safety. See, so that means the only way that's gonna happen is through safety. Yep. And like you were saying, that's not a police thing. Police supposed to be backup.
Yes.
Our men, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care how they think about it.
Say it.
Our men are supposed to be the first protectors of our women and our children.
Well, it look like the women's are the protectors of the men's now. It's like a woman was standing in front of a bullet for a man now. Our black men, we got to wake up. We had fell asleep at the wheel.
John, can I add something real quick if I don't get to say nothing else?
Go ahead on.
John, listen.
Talk.
Man.
There's different wards. Okay, let's talk about the councilmen. Mm-hmm. There's different wards, okay, in the community. Some wards, no violence, no gangs, no drugs, no nothing. I think there's a certain type of councilman that's cool over there. It might be some of the ones that you said ain't doing nothing right here. That's because they shouldn't be the councilmen right here. Mm-hmm. When you got wards that's dealing with violence, gangs, and all this stuff, you can't come there asking for change as a councilman. You demand change.
That's right. That's right.
It's been going on for years. How you gonna keep ask something? It's demand. So you need councilmen who are solid,
Yep.
and coming to demand and who
That's
are
right.
fearless and courageous and coming and they got to be willing
That's right.
to put their life on the line.
You know what?
Yep.
You know what? You saying
That's
this right.
right.
When I was
That's
at that
right.
when I was at that memorial, I had a chance to speak with actually councilman of the 5th Ward, Jeremiah. And I told him, I said, Jeremiah, I said, you know what, you're doing a good job. But I said, if you just go to the people and just tell the people, look, I dropped the ball. Okay? I was not an effective city council person as I should have been. You know, when you be upfront with the people, besides, see, there's only 3 words they use to get a vote in the black community, and we just jump up and down. We get all excited and shit. Hey, can I get some clapping music? See, he gonna play the clap. See, we get all excited. We start clapping and stuff like that. And my producer gonna play some clapping music. Play the clapping music. And this is what they do. They applaud. They come into the neighborhood, and they talk about 3 things that know would get our attention. We're gonna bring in jobs. Hell, what jobs they brought in North Minneapolis? We're gonna fix the roads up. Shit, I didn't got potholes in this is my time just driving. They said we're gonna bring in affordable housing. Everybody that run for office run on the same damn agenda. It's like they just I mean it's all the same playbook, but there's no change. But they always say change. I don't like that word change. I think it's time for a new damn movement. We need a movement, move old people to the side and move new people in. Look, these people that serve 8 years in office, okay? The same people you serve ain't in the neighborhood no more. We got a younger generation in. We got people that's in their 60s and 70s, 80s selling their houses. Now we got a new generation that's 20 and 30 and 40-year-old homeowners. You know, we got to get on that level and understand them. We got to get rid. He's supposed to be in office for 4, 5, or 6 years. You know, Amy Klobuchar be in office for how many long? 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. It's time for people to sit down. Hey, retire, move along, and give someone else a chance to see what can they do. That's why our neighborhood got the way it is today. We got these same people in there with these old same ideas, these old same playbooks, and they don't know. And half of the people, and I think the 5th Ward and the 4th Ward is one of the dangerous wards in the damn city.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, the first ward, no
you
problem.
need
Yeah.
people that are qualified for that.
Yeah, they do.
I'm talking
That's-
about somebody who the people know. I didn't did groups and went and spoke at the schools and all that. And the first thing I would ask the kids at the school, since you're talking about the young people, I said, "Do you know who the councilman is in this ward?"
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Hell, I don't know.
Even if you told them the name, now they don't know.
They don't.
Do you know who the councilman in your ward? Do you know who the mayor is? Do you know? They don't know.
They don't. And you right.
And they don't care.
Fearless people. We got to have people who are courageous and fearless because this is a different day. This is not 20 years
Exactly.
ago.
Sure ain't.
So you can't not use 20-year-old tactics in the community of 2021. This is totally different.
Yeah.
I need my clapping music.
It was some clapping.
I need my clapping. He gonna play my
There you
my
go.
clapping music. Yeah,
Yes.
you know what? Because hey, there you go. See everybody clap. See all the clapping. See, don't y'all want to change? Come on, clap for a change. Oh, don't y'all want peace in the community? Clap for peace. All right. Don't y'all want to run these people out of office? Clap for peace.
Don't y'all want to get rid of these people who are the problem?
Yeah,
And
clap
yes.
that.
Y'all know that your kids have been the problem a long time.
That's
Your
right.
cousin JoJo then shot 5 or 6 people. Until they shoot a baby next, you waiting until that happen. You gonna wait till that happen. Y'all know the same thing been going on, John. You know it. You've been here longer than me.
Sure
The
have.
same people's families doing the same thing and nobody saying nothing because they family.
Yeah.
They family. Well, then nothing is gonna change. I don't care who you
Nothing.
put in
Yeah.
office.
You know what?
That's
you know
true.
what? We can sit here all day and have a good dialogue on this. I mean, it's sad. It is so sad.
it is.
To
It's-
see our
sad.
community, go down the drain like it went down. I mean, we just recovered from the George Floyd thing from last year. Just
We
recovered
haven't
from that.
recovered.
We
I mean,
recovered
well,
from
I'm
that.
saying
recovered.
I was meant to
We
say,
recovered from
We haven't
well,
recovered.
some of the neighborhoods just recovered. Hell, I'm just recovering from it. It's been very, very.
Well, we worked all the way through it.
all through it. So it's been like
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Feeding
Yeah,
folks,
it's-
cleaning up,
it's been like
all of that.
It's been very, very, I tell you, stressful. When I go out there and do my 21 day of peace, my spot is Broadway and Lindale. So they got me in the little, the parking lot up there. So that's the spot that don't nobody want to
Right, I see.
be assigned to it.
I see.
But I'm actually out there and talking to the people And and every day I just shake my head, and I just, the thought came to my head to say, if my people who are called by my name just humble themselves, and just turn from their wicked ways, we are living in the last days. And there's only so much.
What the sister said.
Been living in
See,
the
That
last
will work
days.
for back in the day.
Yeah.
It
Now
don't
it says you
work
got to take it
today.
by force.
Yep. So therefore, we got to take back.
do.
By force.
We got to take
You
back
do.
our
It
neighborhood
is
by
force.
actually force.
I'm gonna just say this real quick. I have some of the young women that I coach and that I work with. Okay, when they're sitting in front of me and they're talking and saying all this and all that, I'm not sitting there. Oh, well, what else happened? No. I'm sitting there with her and I'm gonna guide her and tell her, no, that's wrong.
Exactly.
That you don't. This is not what we do as black women. We have children. This is what we do. You're part of their education. Their home upbringing starts at home. You don't send them to school and expect the teachers to do your job.
That's right.
You do it at home. Okay. And first of all, you don't continue to have these children and you know what the outcome is going to be, that you're by yourself. Now you got one more. Now you're stressed again.
Wow.
No, you don't continue. You stop. You take a look at your life and you make decisions that's going to benefit you so that you can benefit these babies.
That's right.
When you're stressed, you don't have, and all these other things, what do you think it does to them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
And they have to be told, this is it. This is straight up for real. This is what it looks like. When I go out and I'm talking to them, even if I see some of the guys that I used to work with, they don't come to me and say, hey, Gloria. They come to me and they say, hey, Miss Gloria.
Exactly.
Hey, Miss G. Can I call you Miss G? Sure you can. But you're going to put a miss on that.
That's right.
And that's what we don't have. When I was on Broadway, what did they call me? They called me auntie. And you know what? If you want to call me auntie, baby, you can call me auntie. I don't care. Call me auntie. But if you're listening, it's going to be something I say that's going to resonate with you one day when you out there getting ready to smoke, when you out there getting ready to pull that gun or that pistol, whatever you got, when you out there trying to put that girl on that corner, something might hit you. And if it does, then I've done my job.
wow, you did. Well, Mr. KG, we almost out of time. What is your closing like to say to the people out there?
That's right.
And actually closing. And again, thank you for being up on the actual show.
Oh, my
Really-
gosh.
Really actually appreciate
Thank you.
And you kind of like me, fired up, ready to go.
I love
And,
it. I love it
and
because
don't
we
for-
need
yep,
to be fired up.
ready to go. So,
Well,
in
I'm probably
closing,
not going to end out like that though. But so now, just to keep it real with you, my last thing that I can say, and I'm saying this from my heart to try to keep from getting emotional, because I go from fired up to emotion, and I'm crushed in my spirit
Yeah.
like never before in my whole life. I'm hurt. I'm torn on the inside, and I'm stuck right here. I can't move on. And so now it's about begging the community to please help me get justice for my granddaughter. And at the same time, to bring justice to these other families, these other parents who lost their children, who hurt, and may be able to move a little bit further on than I am right now. But me personally, I am stuck. I'm stuck.
yeah.
And I have cried pools of tears, man, daily. And so I'm begging of the community, man, to find it in their heart. I don't know if this is going to be the interview or this show that touches somebody's heart to say, you know what, I can't hold this secret in no more. And bring some justice to me or these other families in this community. And like John said lastly, please, y'all, find it in your hearts
Yes.
to find some love and compassion, to come together in unity to a table to bring your heart, that it don't have to be about no money. Get a job somewhere. Nobody never had to pay me to show love and compassion in my community, and they still don't today. I'll go work somewhere if I had to pick up cans off the street. You understand me? You're gonna have to unify. You're not gonna be able to do this separate. You're gonna have to come together.
That's
you know,
right.
know them who labor among you, for you will
right.
know them by your fruits. And sister, you started us off with that, how people looked at you like you was nothing and nobody. That's because those wasn't the people of the fruits
Amen. That's
of
right.
the labor.
So
Amen.
people
That's
that
right.
that know something
Right.
about these kids that's been murder, you know, please say something. Having the conscience, you know, to say something and do something. Because just
right.
close your eyes
Please do.
because
Please
that
do.
could have been your niece, your nephew, your little sister,
And
your
it
little
could,
your
and it
little
could
brother.
still be. Because those people are
Yeah,
still out
they
here.
still out there.
Yeah, and so therefore, just ease the actually pain and do the right thing.
That's
This
right.
is what community news is all about. You know, you see that me and Gloria Coles, we don't have no strips or anything like that. All we bring ordinary people
it's
on,
off the hip.
and we talk about ordinary stuff that goes
That's
on
right.
in our community because we want to keep you informed that what goes on
That's
in the
right.
community.
And we don't get paid either.
And we just
this
know-
is a labor of love. This is a labor of love.
A lot of love.
You know, and whatever good we can bring to you, whatever joy we can bring to you, whatever justice comes out of this, then hey, it's all worth it.
That's right.
I don't need a dime.
That's right, Gloria. Tell us who's our next guest going to be next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, we're going to have he's running for city councilman, Michael Rainville, who is running in the 3rd Ward.
That's right.
And he will be here to talk about his expectations, what he plans to do, and how he's going to try and get it done.
Yes.
So
And
join us next week.
And me and Gloria had the opportunity to sit down with Mike. I tell you, this young man, I say young man, Michael Rainville, running for office of the 3rd Ward. Great young man, great ideas, have a passion for the people of the 3rd Ward. Sat down, had a dialogue with him, sat down with him and talked for about an hour over breakfast, and we had a great conversation. He's a good man, KG. Very good man.
I'd like to meet him.
Very, very,
Yeah,
very good man. So you want to tune in to that actually show. And again, we thank you all for actually watching, sending us a comments. Go to our website, Community News, which is what
You can use. So join us again next week. Go to our site. The phone number is there. If you want to email us, and honestly, community family, we love you. If you got information or anything, we have information. We have our phone number out there. We have an email address out there. Whatever it takes, just help us out here and do what you need to do for your community.
All right. Until next time, I'm John Martin.
And Gloria Howard.
This is Community News. You can use.
Thank you
Brother
very
KG.
much, and we'll see you next week.